We are gathered here today to mourn the death of good Australian comedy. Or are we? Two young men have a bright future in establishing Australia's comedy legacy. Their names are Luke and Wyatt, and they had a few words to share.
I look for something that's original. I like comedy that's doing something that no one else does.
We're like Romeo and Juliet, except I'm not dead and you're not dead yet.
It's really cool when people mix highbrow and lowbrow as well.
Love all over the place. I wanna put some love on your beautiful face.
The way a comic relates to the audience.
Yeah.
If they interact, because it should be a conversation stand-up. It should be like the laughter is them talking back and it's us talking to them through the music.
Oh no, that's just me. I smell like potpourri.
Perth's got an amazing scene because it's the same with all the arts I think in Perth because they're so separate from the rest of Australia.
They make me want to get pregnant.
Comedy's over like the recorded medium as well, or like because we've done a bit of radio stuff and it's very different because live you feed off an audience's energy and you immediately know wherever your listeners are at. Australian audiences really demand self-depreciation.
Like, I think Australia also, being such a multicultural country, doesn't have, like, this is the definitive, like, not anymore. Like, there still is people like Chris Franklin and Kevin Bloody Wilson who said Perth audiences are really, really unique because they're just as smart and just as intelligent and just as comedy savvy as any audience anywhere, but they bring, like, a small town enthusiasm.
Sex. How's that for a segue? No, seriously, sex. I really, really, really want some.
Because, I mean, the arts scene in Australia has massive problems with funding, obviously, and I think comedy has something over that in the sense that you just need a room with a mic.
And that's it.
For it to work, and then and publicity to pull the audience.
Sometimes not even that.
Sometimes not even that. Sometimes you don't even need a room or a mic or an audience.
But
that's not really comedy, is it? That's
really,
just you
really like
talking. So don't do that. But the point was, I had a point.
Sorry,
I had a point too. That was
okay, it was good. It was like this. Let's rewind.
Okay, what did I say?
So the good thing about comedy is it doesn't have such high overheads like other arts forms in Australia.
Yeah.
Next, we have a few people who have been followers of Australian comedy. Watching over it, they'd like to say a few words.
Probably having something that the audience relates to, or something relates to, either like maybe even a current affair.
I got busted for jaywalking. Do you know what that is? That's that stupid law where it's like against the law, right? It's like against the law to cross the road at an angle, right?
Well, I think you've got to be able to appeal to your audience. You got to have your set audience. You got to be able to make them laugh.
Because I mean, I'm just crossing the road at an angle, and this cop yells out, "Hey, you stop! Come back here!" And he was washing me through a protractor.
The most important thing when creating comedy is probably to have a punchline of some sort.
And he said, "Come back here. Do you realise how high above a right angle you were travelling?"
Again, that's say audience interaction, especially when actually seeing a live gig itself.
Because stand-up comedy is talking, if you can base your comedy around talking, then it's just perfectly presented to the audience.
Like in Australia, I'd prefer stand-up comedy.
What really gets you going, I think, is when you're in like a live gig and other people are laughing around you and just losing it.
Bit conservative, they've got to see what their friends think. They're like, "Oh, did you like that? Oh, you liked it. Oh, well, I like it as well, yeah." You know.
With Australian comedy, they don't really care who they take the piss of.
You know, I was walking down the street, burn, full moon, burn, open up my glove box, little light comes on, burn!
Like, as far as like local comedy is concerned, you don't really hear a lot about it.
And then after like an hour of just punching cows, you go, "No, this is stupid." You know?
So there you have it. Everybody speaking out about what Australian comedy has been. And after all that, can we really say that Aussie comedy is dead? Or is it just in need of a lifeline? Maybe it's too early for this eulogy. Australian comedy is still alive.
So, a man walks into a pub.
I've got 2 beers.